Hi, I'm Greg Hunter, and this is the weekly news wrap-up for Friday, the 22nd of June, 2012. I'm broadcasting from a farm in Missouri. Big news this week. Moody's downgraded 15 global banks. Some of the big U.S. names, J.P. Morgan Chase, Bank of America, Citi, even Credit Suisse was downgraded 3 notches. Those other banks, Citi and B of A and J.P. Morgan downgraded 2 notches. Listen, I've said this from the beginning. Ever since the financial crisis in 2008, it's all about propping up the banks, and really nothing more. Speaking of which, Mario Monti, the unelected technocrat banker who is now the Prime Minister of Italy, says there's only a week to save the Eurozone. Hurry up! Enslave the people of the world to make sure the banks are propped up. That's about what this is all about. Now, he is for the bankers, as you know, he is a installed technocrat. He's an unelected banker, and he's all about propping up the banks, the continuing of that theme, that story, and that's why you've been hearing for weeks now this big money drop. The G20 is going to get together, so they're going to have to do something, and growth is slowing down. China's had 8 consecutive reports of slowing growth. The U.S. is job growth, and the U.S. economy is once again slowing. Many countries in the European Union are in recession, and many are heading into recession. Nobody can grow out of this mess. Nobody can start manufacturing, and nobody can sell more products to gain money. So about the only thing they're going to be able to do is a global money printing extravaganza. That is definitely on the horizon. I don't really usually cover this, the big battle between Eric Holder in Congress and Fast and Furious, the failed government sting operation where they gave federal agents, undercover federal agents, gave firearms, semi-automatic weapons to Mexican drug cartels. And evidently a Border Patrol agent was killed. It's a fact. He was killed with these guns they gave out. Well, the Attorney General of the U.S., Eric Holder, is testifying in front of Congress, and Congress is saying, hey, we'd like to have all these documents. What did you know? When did you know it? I mean, this is a failed sting operation, government sting operation. Well, now the White House, and Eric Holder works in the Obama administration, works for the president. The White House is now saying they have executive privilege, and they're not turning over the documents. Well, if nothing else, this is setting up a giant constitutional battle because the legislative branch, that's Congress, and the executive branch, that's the Obama White House, they're supposed to be equal along with the judicial, that's the Supreme Court. These are all supposed to be tri-equal branches, checks and balances in government. One is not supposed to supersede another. And, I'm not a big Republican. I know the Republicans are going to make big hay out of this, and I'm not a big Republican, but they have every right to ask for those documents. Now, I think Congress, what they should be asking Eric Holder, along with Fast and Furious, is why haven't you prosecuted a single elite banker? This is 70 times bigger of a crisis than the same-as-a-loan crisis, and 0 big bankers have been prosecuted, let alone put in jail. None. 0. None. According to the president, they didn't do anything wrong, which is wrong on the facts and wrong on the law. Next up, the crisis, now we have another crisis in Egypt, in the Middle East, and of course they had elections. The Islamists, the Muslim Brotherhood, won the election, but the military in Egypt just doesn't want to let go of power. So expect more protests, more bloodshed, more violence in Egypt before anything is settled over there. And finally, we had that big meeting this past week in Russia concerning Iran's nuclear program, which Iran says is for the peaceful production of energy. Countries in the West, including Israel, aren't buying it. Of course, the U.S., the U.K., Britain, France, Germany, and China and Russia were all at the meeting. The only thing they agreed on is to have another meeting. My only question is, how long will Israel wait? That is the only question I have. That's the way I see it. I'm Greg Hunter. Thank you for supporting USAWatchdog.com.